idol or an earthly idol. And yeah, I've had many along the way. I'll keep changing. I've never quite liked with that. But yeah, we compare ourselves to all these idols we have and these people we put on a pedestal. But you know, I was thinking about it and I was like, well, there's no point in comparing ourselves to all these other people. There's only, however cheesy it's going to sound, there's only one ultimate hero, and that's Jesus. And you know, all these people we compare ourselves to, we might not think it, but they've got their own flaws. But Jesus didn't have any flaws at all. So when we're comparing ourselves to people, we shouldn't be comparing ourselves to anyone but Jesus in the race. And it says, be aware of the veterans. It says all these veterans cheering us on. So we're running our race, and we can be aware of these veterans they're like, yeah, come on, you can do it. You can follow God, and you can get through what you're going through at the moment. But keep your eyes on Jesus. Like, be aware of the people around you, but don't ever take your focus off Jesus when you're running. Yeah, and when we're looking at other people as well, we think, oh, their lifestyle's really cool. Like, this person's doing this amazing thing for God. I want to do that. And it's so easy to think, I'm just going to do that and not involve in your prayer with God and not talk to him about it, but just say, well, this person's following God and they're really moving on with him, so I'm going to do the same thing. But God didn't make us in each other's images. He made us in his own image. And when you follow his plan for you, there's nothing more satisfying than following his plan. You know, even though you think following this other person's life is really cool, it's not, because it's not as cool as following his plan for you. And sometimes we try and hide our imperfectnesses from God. I don't even think that's a word, but I'm going to use it. And we try and hide our worries from him and our doubts, and we think, oh, if I just don't talk about them, and if I don't talk to God about them, then he's never going to know. But, you know, he knows about all these things. There's no point in hiding them from him. But despite all the things that we think are imperfect about us, God loves us despite them. You know, he doesn't want us to bottle them up inside and keep them to ourselves. He wants them to take that. He's called to share with other people because it helps to share a problem with other people, but there's no way it's going to get solved unless you actually just take it to God and you're honest with God and say, look, God, I'm struggling with this. You know, I haven't been very good at this and it's holding me back from following you. So we need to just take them to God, lay them down and be totally honest, because there's no point in holding something back because he knows it anyway and he's like, come on, I know what you're hiding. So yeah, and the reason why he doesn't care that we've messed up is because he just loves us so much. And yeah, he doesn't, when we go to him, he doesn't say, okay, you go and deal with that, I don't want you here at the moment, you go and deal with that and then come back to me. He says, come with all your baggage, come with all your problems and issues and we'll deal with them together. And you know, that's what it is to follow God. It's to be honest with him and it's to say, look, I'm really struggling with this, God. And it's just, even though you're struggling, it's to keep going back to him and not to something else, it's to go to him. And you know, living the life for God is really hard. I'm not going to make any promises that it's going to be easy, and I'm not going to make, God doesn't make any promises that it's going to be easy, but what makes it really hard is when we lose sight of why we're running the race. You know, we lose sight of Jesus and we get confused in all the little things in our lives that just get in the way between us and God, and we lose sight of Jesus. We can't see him. And yeah, he's the author and perfecter of our faith, and he knows all the, like I said, he knows all the bad stuff we've done, and he knows the stuff we're struggling with him. And he still loves us, and he still went to the cross knowing that we were going to mess up, and we were going to shun him, and we were going to disown him, and he still did it. And that's why we're running the race, you know. That's why I'm running the race. That's why I'm following God and giving everything to him. It's because no matter what I do, nothing's bad enough for him. You know, the cross wasn't tiny, the cross is massive, and nothing is too big for the cross. And yeah, when we do take our eyes off Jesus, it's like running a race on a track that you've never run before, and it's got all these windy bits in it and all these close walls. And it's like if you're running with your eyes closed, you're going to bang into stuff, and you're going to hurt yourself, and you're going to hurt other people as well, because there's so many other people in this race, and you're going to knock into them and knock them flying. But if you keep your eyes fixed on Jesus, and if you kept your eyes open during a race, you'd be able to run the course, and you'd be able to see where God wants you to go, and you'd be able to see where the track goes, and you'd just be able to keep following. And you know, someone once said, I can't remember who it was, I never want to get over the cross. And I was like, you know, what, you don't want to understand the cross? But then I truly understood what she meant, and she was like, I never want to get over how amazing the cross is. I never want to get over how good God's been to me. I never want to get over how Jesus knew all the stuff that we were going to do wrong, and he still went to the cross anyway. I never want to get over that. And you know, I find it so hard to think of the amount of love that God showed when he went to the cross. But that's okay, because it's pretty hard to take it in. And if we truly understood just even a glimpse of the cross, then our lives would be totally revolutionary. You know, if we even understood a tiny bit of what it meant for Jesus to go to the cross and be separated from God, and he lived a perfect life, he hadn't messed up like we have, and if we understood a tiny bit of what that meant for him, our lives would be so radically amazing. And yeah, like I said, there might be so many things holding us back. It might be something like a relationship that we want to keep hold of, and we think, oh, God might not want that relationship. He might split us up, so I'm gonna come away from God. Or it might be, you know, my life's really crazy at the moment. I don't want God coming in and messing that up. And I think that so many times. I think I don't want God coming in and messing up the life I've got at the moment, you know, because I like this part of my life, but running for God is letting him into every single area of your life. And in Jeremiah 29 verse 11, I haven't got it there, don't worry, it says, God has plans to prosper us and not hurt us. And sometimes I think, I don't know if that's true or not, you know, but everything in the Bible is true, and he does have plans to prosper us, and he doesn't have plans to hurt us. So if you let him in to every area of our lives, then he's going to let us prosper in those areas, and he's not going to let us fail. And you know, it's really scary following God, because you don't always know the plan he's got for your life, but it's also kind of exciting as well. And there's all these people, like there's all these veterans, and there's all these people running alongside you, so you're not on your own when you're doing it. But something else that holds us back is distractions, and I am someone who's really quite easily distracted sometimes. I've just finished my uni course, and when I was writing my essays and revision, I'm so glad to finish uni now, but when I was writing it, I'd take a break and I'd be like, I'll just play one game of solitaire as a break, and then I'll go back to it. And I always lose the first game because it's so hard to win on the computer, and I'm like, I'll just keep playing until I've won. Until I won a game, and it's so hard, and it's like the 10th game I've played and I wasted 20 minutes, and I'm like, yeah, I won. Let's see if I can win one more. And I say, right, just one more game. And you know, it turns into like an hour playing solitaire, and it's such a waste of time. And you know, it's turned into some kind of addiction for me, and I had to delete solitaire off my computer because it was distracting me so much. I spent so many hours wasted, and then instead of solitaire, I turned to Spider Solitaire and Minesweeper, and I just deleted them all. And they've all gone from my computer, and I finished uni now, but I can't go back to them because I've deleted them from the recycle bin as well, because I also went back to the recycle bin when I did solitaire, and it wasn't good for me. So it's all gone now, and sometimes there's things in our lives that we just need to get rid of in order to keep following God, and it's really hard sometimes to get rid of things.